Okay, welcome to the CineQuest sub-series, the unnamed one still.
Yeah. Our project name for it is Horror Quest, the in-house studio name.
I'm sure the day it's released, I will have a name for it.
Something
and
better.
It's probably going to be very disappointing. So
Yeah. Well, not as disappointing as Horror Quest, but you know.
Yeah.
Together.
I think at some point or another, we can actually go through the many names that we tried to come up with whenever either trying to make this one or make the other podcasts that have had their names already for like, I guess, 2.5 years already. You remember Jamie's suggestion of Moo Quest for an anime mixtape? That one went through a lot of variations also.
So, you know, it's something that you would expect we would have learned over the years, but we always go back to it. Don't ask Jamie for his fucking opinion on things.
No.
Absolutely not.
He's going to give you the...
Do you like this? No. It's shit.
Sucks. It sucks. Why does it suck?
Just cause.
Okay.
Because it's dumb.
So in this episode, normally, again, we have like revolving guests so far. On our first two Horror Quest ventures, we had Bryce joining us. Today, Roland, the other horror fan-ish person.
There you go.
And we'll put it...
Describes my life.
Up on the screen.
Ish person.
The guy who likes Halloween 6.
Yeah, the best.
If you heard our...
Fight me.
Was it Mortal Kombat? No, Resident Evil. Resident Evil episode, you would have known that I said that at some point. And when the video actually goes up on YouTube, you'll actually see it go across the screen.
And you will agree with me, obviously, because I am, as usual and expected, correct.
And go back and listen to Top 10 Horror Movies, episode number 4 of CineQuest, where, what was it, 4 hours long?
Jesus
We got
Christ,
pretty drunk, too.
Yeah.
It's about 4 hours long. We got pretty drunk. Episode 4, really pushing it there.
I remember getting maybe a little tipsy.
I'm surprised we actually stayed coherent, sort of.
Yeah.
I did fuck up the audio at some point by not pressing record for Bryce's.
God. You did fuck it up.
I think it was like number 6 or something like that. Anyways.
Ray.
Today we're going to be talking about the movie Psycho Goreman, which came out in 2020 and hasn't come out on Shudder yet, but apparently will be coming out later on in May, which is the month we're recording this.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a purchased version of the movie on our shared
purchased library.
Our shared purchase library, yeah. But hey, I mean, we do it all the time, right? Someone buys a subscription or something, and then we all kind of
absolutely.
just
Fuck that noise. You like everybody's gonna
HBO Max $14.99. Get the fuck out of here.
No, fuck off, man, with your bullshit. And they know.
Like, look, Roland wouldn't have paid that money to see Justice League, but I did because I really wanted to see it. So I mean,
I really wanted to see it too, but no.
But you know what's crazy about that is that
Joss Whedon is a prick.
Well, no, I was gonna say.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Oh, yes. But I wasn't referring to that. What I was about to say was that when I did get Justice League, when I saw Justice League with the subscription to HBO Max, not but like 3 days later, Jamie purchased it on our shared library. So there was like no reason for me to get it.
Yeah, he did.
But Shudder is a subscription that I will probably continuously have until I'm dead, or until the actual streaming service just disappears.
I was thinking about getting the whole AMC package subscription, but mostly because I want Shudder and the BBC America channel sort of thing. I don't care too much about AMC itself.
Well, I mean, most of the BBC shows you watch are on Tubi or Amazon Prime, which we have still,
I mean, like, or yeah, exactly, on Amazon Prime for the most part. But like a lot of the newer stuff, it takes a while to sort of trickle down through the streaming services, and they have one or two things that I do want to check out. I don't want to wait, but at the same time, just like I only want it for one thing, and it's not the fucking Walking Dead, AMC. So piss off with your shit, you know. Like, I'm sorry, not sorry. Fuck, I don't want to watch fucking daytime drama with zombies. Like, come on, it's boring shit.
I mean, I was a very big Walking Dead fan, but at some point during the
season 1.
Well, I watched up like about season 5, but like I was constantly disappointed with the first episode being really good, then like the next 4 episodes being kind of mediocre, and then
Yeah.
the mid-season finale promising a lot of things and not delivering, and then
So
maybe getting something worthwhile for like 5 minutes in the
it
season finale.
reaches a point that the zombies are just a plot device. They're not even a part of the
Well,
actual.
yeah. I mean, at some point or another, we've already seen the zombies. How many times
exactly,
have you seen them kill them?
and so yeah, right, exactly. So it's like, oh, cool. Let's learn. Let's hear about these people.
But
fuck off.
Regardless of that, we have a shared account between all of us, and we have Psycho Goreman available to us, and that is the movie we're talking about today. A movie.
I've been waiting a while to check it out.
Yeah.
I'd seen trailers and little clips of it before. I didn't find out until not too long ago that it was done by the same folks that did The Void.
Is that's you did tell me that. I think you told me that. Yeah. I love The Void.
Yeah, it's great stuff. We'll probably get to it at some point here. It might be one of my birthday requests for CineQuest. We'll see. I would have probably gone for a double header Psycho Goreman Void escapade, but so here we are all the same. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I thought it was kind of like if Lloyd Kaufman tried to direct a Power Rangers episode.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you say that. I was talking to Bryce about this movie because he saw it first, and he was like pressuring me to watch it, and he basically made the comparison that it's like if Troma made a Power Rangers movie.
And I shit you not, like in the beginning of the movie, and I told you when we were watching it, you'd seen it. How many times have you seen it now?
This is like the second time I've seen it.
So when we were watching it and the movie started, like I heard the fucking little lead solo that they pull out of the Power Rangers.
Soundtrack alone already like resembles a Power Rangers episode.
And so like I called it out and I was like, that is way too close to, no, like, all right, cool, Easter egg, whatever, go. And so that sort of set the tone for the whole movie. I mean, like if Lloyd Kaufman again, wanted to direct a children's horror movie, this is like a PG-13 Goosebumps movie to me, sort of thing. Like, which is great, but also again, the way it's written, it's kids stuff. It's amusing. Don't get me wrong. Like,
I got
very amusing.
Watching it, I got like kind of a nostalgic vibe. I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah,
because you have like kids going on like facing down monsters
dumb and goofy.
That's almost like a Monster Squad.
Yeah,
or going on an adventure like the Goonies.
Yep.
Or like now with the Stranger Things shit, like battling monsters. So I mean, like I'm not exactly sure if those are comparisons that they were trying to draw from, but
no idea.
I know. I mean, that's the kind of vibe I got, especially even with the monster itself. I got that Power Rangers vibe. And even the costume itself and all the actual
absolutely
monsters that come out or aliens.
Yeah,
they all have like a very
that design is very
it's a very Power Ranger-esque design.
Super Sentai, I think is the original name for it, because all that stuff comes from Japan. But it's surprising. This movie, it comes out as a real sort of cheese festy, cringy. Like again, children. The main characters in this movie are
kids.
Kids.
The kids.
And the things they talk about. The various uses of the word frig, kinds of things.
I was kind of wondering about the choice of the use of the choice of the word frig instead of having the kids say fuck. Maybe that would have been too aggressive.
Well, I mean,
maybe it would have lost that like childlike innocence of the movie.
That's why. I think the dad says fuck at one point.
The dad says fuck. The mom says shit. I mean, the people there are curse words used throughout the movie, but the kids themselves use other variations of those words.
Kid words, frig off,
or fudge. I mean, they don't say fudge, but I mean, it's basically like saying frig, fudge.
You frickin',
whatever else you can use. The F word.
Right. It's just like a child's a Godsmack song or something. I friggin' hate you. I friggin' hate you so much.
Nah, man, you're thinking Limp Bizkit. That's a Limp Bizkit song all the way.
Oh, gross. Ugh. Ray, we should have standards, okay? And
do we?
Well, I mean, I said said should.
Well, I mean,
as a way to exclude.
No, we should have
any further mention of Fred Durst.
We should have standards, but we have never been examples of those standards.
No, but I mean, like in this example,
you want this to be the exception,
right? It should be
this particular episode,
right? No,
no. The horror quest.
The episode is not the exception. It's any mention of Limp Bizkit
in general,
or any Fred Durstian related garbage.
But you know what it is because I mean during our like conversations and text, like I always mention Fred Durst or Limp Bizkit at some point or another.
Yeah, you trolley.
But I'll be honest with you, like I have been listening every so often to like a Limp Bizkit song.
I have seen Limp Bizkit in concert, Ray, and I still regret it. Still regret it. I went to go watch Metallica, and they were there.
There's your saving grace. Fuck you.
No, it was.
You were wide awake. You were fucking bouncing around watching fucking Fred Durst.
Yeah, that's what it was doing.
Remember, it's
as he was covering a sanitarium. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
the little clip of sanitarium that they could actually pull off. Was that like a coming motion that you just did?
No, it was me shitting myself and wishing I could block those memories out like I do everything else. All the things to fucking remember.
They're never gonna.
It's right in there.
The characters in this movie. Before we actually get started talking about the movie itself, I mean, there is a whole plot of a character. His name, they call him the Duke of Nightmares.
It's just a demon that basically gets sealed away on Earth.
Think Superman. Superman 2.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah. He gets sealed away on Earth, and these kids are digging a hole in their in the backyard.
They just so happen to find his little grave,
grave,
and then the little girl can actually pop out the little.
There's like a gem or whatever that controls his power and also, is the key to the little box.
The smartest thing to do for the people who captured him and put him in there, which were the Templars, to put that gem right on top of his fucking... Instead of hiding that gem.
Yeah. Let's leave it here.
Let's leave it the source of all his
power.
They'll
never find
it. And they'll never remove it either. No one smart enough can
that was another. That was what was that the joke? They must be so much smarter than we are. Even as the aliens were looking down, how did they release him?
Right.
And the little girl just basically does like some rando Simon Says button mashing on there. Yeah, exactly, and it works. First try, every try. Ooh.
The one thing about this movie is that everything just happens like I'm gonna say coincident, but like everything works out in a certain way. The little girl can figure out the code.
Right.
She can control. Again, the plot. She can control.
Well, she figures it out very quickly that yes, she can
control him. And he does let her know that
right,
whoever has the actual gem can pretty much control him.
So I liked that one aspect of this because there are other movies where like. A certain character is able to control like a monster or something like that, and they have to sort of figure out, you have to do what I say. And in this instance, she flat out she has the gem, and he's about to like deck him, and she's like, stop, and he's like, and then she's like, wait, tell me what the fuck is going on. He's like, fuck. All right, like that gem is part of me, and like whoever controls it controls me. And she's like, oh yeah.
That bit of a exposition of Psycho Goreman story time was pretty awesome. I liked it a lot.
Yes. It was kind of like
you seemed a little worried about that part because you're just like, oh shit, like what the fuck's gonna happen? Or what is this boring part of the movie? Yeah. But then it's this whole fucking thing. They shoot. He's like destroying all these.
I'm from the planet Gygax. Any nerds get that one? Yeah, you should if you're listening.
Personally, I don't know that.
That's Gary Gygax, creator of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, is that what that is?
It has to be.
I mean,
there's
really don't know.
Like it's not a name you just fucking like pull out of your ass.
I thought it was a name they pull out of their ass. Well, but I mean, I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, so I wouldn't know that.
I mean, I haven't in a long time.
That's a good reference, though. I mean, it's good that you caught that.
That's I thought it was amusing. He has these cool little, I guess, flashback scenes where he's. He's on his planet just murdering people, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what's going on to this other place?" And like he's flying into like a giant space mouth or whatever, like on a jet or something, and it looks like he's moving at light speed, and that kind of cheese. And the little girl is, of course, yeah, that's boring. Like that's cool. Like, are you done with your story yet? Sort of stuff. And he's just sitting there, just pissed off for the most part throughout the whole movie.
What do you think about the kids, like the main characters in this movie?
I mean. they're stereotypes, I assume, or cliches, or like the little girl.
It feels intentional.
Mimi
obviously.
is, yes, exactly. She's meant to be annoying as fuck, and it works. She's just this very self-centered, selfish little shit.
And she
stain.
like her performance is like very.
It's very over the top,
yeah.
yes, and exaggerated. She
like,
does a lot of
movements.
those.
Like
I'm awesome.
Yeah. There's one part that I did like whenever they're eating dinner and she's like, she doesn't want to fucking finish her food.
Right.
And she wants to leave. And then her mom calls her and then she does like this hard fucking turn.
Yeah.
I mean, right there, you're like, this is just, that's what she's supposed to be played. Like,
right.
Just over
yeah,
the top.
exactly.
You know, like everything she does is just fucking over the top. So you can't really expect
It's like
anything serious coming out of this movie is like, just throw it out the window.
I was just looking at her like, wow, how have your parents not, like, your parents hate each other. How have they not turned around and beat you? I don't get it. I mean, I understand, but at the same time, like, you know, the whole dynamic is very, it's very strange. The father is fucking hilarious throughout the whole time.
It's funny that I've heard numerous people say like they can't stand the father, but I personally I love his character.
Like, he is so funny. I mean, like,
he's a shithead.
He is. He really is. He's a lazy little bitch.
Most like a lot of people might be turned off by that kind of character,
sure,
but I mean, like,
sure, but like most people shouldn't be taking this seriously,
absolutely,
by any means. And if you do, you're missing the point. The mother is the voice of reason, the responsible one, the workhorse, the breadwinner,
right.
And the father, he's the trophy dad. he's the goofy one, kind of thing. Like, what happens when
trophy dad? That's pretty.
I mean, they at one point later on they have an argument about like what the dad brings to the table, and he's like, I bring, and his wife is just, okay, yep, I'm waiting, come on. Out with it.
Yeah, and then it just cuts to him on the toilet, like remembering everything.
What do you know? I was here.
You know what's funny is that during that scene, it cut a little bit deep on me because he says, "I have a BA in English," and I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
Fuck,
what do you know? You person." Yeah, he's very non-confrontational to begin with.
Or that little
very passive
scene whenever he buys the TV after his gets destroyed, and he's like, "You might need to pick up some extra shifts at the pharmacy, like to pay for this."
Yeah, because I'm gonna take a few weeks off for my hand to heal. You know, he sprains his hand apparently, like
allegedly.
Yeah, trying to help them rebury the tomb, fill in the hole that they left in the backyard.
Yeah,
and that was just the second that starts, you know it's going to be great. Where the kids are there, the mom is there, and the dad walks up, and they're like, "So who's going to fill this up?" And they all vote for him, and he's like, "Well, I vote for you guys, and like my vote is for the family vote, and we do the vote as a team." And he picks up that first shovelful of dirt, and just like basically breaks his arm or some shit. He's just
I mean, he could have been full of shit the whole time.
Oh, absolutely, but.
See, like that, I can't really tell.
You can't.
Is he really that weak?
Yeah.
Or is he just full of shit? He's probably both.
Maybe both. But that scene was it was so great. He walks in there and he's like, "First off, guys, congratulations on the size of this hole. Like, this is amazing. It's okay. Secondly, somebody needs to take care of this." His lines are fucking hilarious. Like the way he delivers everything, like his face, all of it. It's perfect. Like,
the close up of him whenever he cooks the raw chicken in the fucking microwave.
That's right. I cooked this for you guys. Like, and it's what is it, like a family secret or a family recipe? Like it's my specialty in the microwave for set on high for 5 minutes. And
well, like he leaves like a mess.
Yeah,
he
leaves a mess.
And he tells his wife and says like,
she goes and she opens it and she's like, "What's this?"
Yeah,
and
like you didn't clean anything up.
It was a delicious meal that I made for my family.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You left a mess."
That close up.
You're welcome. You left a mess. You're welcome.
Total dick.
Absolutely fucking hilarious. Like, I think like his humor alone makes the movie to me. Like, it's just so fucking great. Even better when they actually meet Psycho Goreman. Same thing. They're just shit in their pants kind of thing. And then next scene, they're cool with it.
Yeah.
You know,
they're taking Psycho Goreman to go get dressed up and do that little montage of him like picking out clothes, like in every 80s movie that you've seen.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of when was the last movie I saw where someone's trying on clothes.
We were like watching Legally Blonde, wasn't it, Ray?
No,
Excuse me, Legally Blonde 2. I'm sorry, Ray. I mean, it wasn't by choice.
You fucking bitch. No. The least memorable person to me, or like, is the brother.
Oh yeah,
he's kind of like
he's the goody two bitch.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just there. Like, he's just there to take
the beating.
He's the conscience
sister.
that Mimi always ignores. That's what he is. Even in the end, where he tries to get her to apologize, she starts singing the. Was it like a Bon Jovi knockoff or what the fuck was that? You know what song
I'm the heckin' best.
Yeah, I'm the heckin' best. Yeah. Which is, it sounds a lot like the is it Bon Jovi? I forget.
I don't know, but I know that one scene they get fucking.
It's they get rebel. Yeah, you want more.
No, bro, that's fucking Billy Idol.
There we go. God Thank you. I knew Ray. I knew you were here for a reason. Billy Idol,
man, and
baby.
you're fucking like saying Bon Jovi and Billy Idol, man.
Billy Idol. Thank you, Ray. Hey, I would say not to waste good liquor, but that one really is.
It's telling me what to do.
It's all right. So, yeah, that's another one. At one point, they have a band and they have this song, heckin' yeah, blah blah blah. Whatever the fuck, who cares?
It's not a great song.
It's absolutely
it's
not.
a terrible song.
It is.
But I do like the scene where they're in the garage or wherever they're at playing the instruments, and of course the brothers faking it terribly. You have
Goreman's on drums.
You have Alistair the Brain.
Oh right,
playing the fucking synthesizers. That is. To me, just him being back there is so funny.
Mimi's love interest and future husband.
Yeah.
A fucking giant, oversized brain. I love when he's first introduced too, because what happens is that Mimi is like, make him love me. And Psycho Goreman's like, sure. Turns him into a giant fucking brain, like with tentacles. A little kid.
He's like a fucking Krang character.
And yeah, he looks like fucking Krang. And then when the parents come out, you just see the father just like kind of, what's wrong, kids? And he just jumps over. He just jumps over him completely. the brain. Oh,
it's fucking hilarious that like
it's so great.
The kids pretty much ignored.
Yeah.
Except from Mimi's standpoint.
Right.
And then like
even when he turns
into his parents too.
I was thinking that too. Like, how do the parents? And then at the end of the movie, they have an end clip where
it's funny. Like when you did say like, doesn't this kid have parents?
Yeah.
And then the last scene in the fucking movie is
it's the kid having dinner with his parents, like everything's normal,
and they just don't even acknowledge the fact that he's a fucking brain.
They're all sitting there eating dinner.
First time you see the parents throughout the whole fucking movie, and they say nothing.
Alistair, dinner.
Fucking huge brain comes walking in.
Yeah,
and
shuffles in.
You were kind of worried that they were gonna say something like, and then
I was like, where are they gonna?
No one says shit.
Nobody. This fucking thing is walking through town, and people are just like walking by.
Fucking brain, no big deal.
Yeah, some fucking kid, whatever.
I do like the fact that I'm always a fan in a horror movie or whatever you would call this. That
it's more like a.
They actually like make a kid die in some way.
Yeah.
Because that always like throws like the rules out the window a little bit.
You can't do that.
So they make Alistair into a brain, which he's like that for life now.
Yep. And he even cries about it. Would I ever go back to being normal? And Mimi's like, nah.
Probably not. Oh, but like when they're walking down the street during that little montage, and then some kid on a bike talks shit to fucking Psycho Goreman. He just turns around and fucking like
snaps his fingers and she explodes.
Kid explodes.
Yeah,
and that is just passed by. No one says anything about it.
Yeah.
There's no. Well, I think what happened is that the
there was somebody like a guy behind her, kind of like.
Well, I think what happened was that scene when
it was an orphan.
They're trying to learn Crazy Bowl.
Nobody cared about her,
and the cops show up.
Oh yeah,
that may have been the reason why. It's not really like understood as to why the cops are so frantic and show up randomly.
Yeah.
No, because there's no reason for it. I mean, like unless they saw him like on the streets and then they followed him.
They just show up. There's no reason. I think they allude to calling the cops at some point, and they're like, "What the fuck is the cop gonna do against this guy?" You know, like, and then they show up later, and sure enough, he fucks them up. Turns one of them he turns one of them into like a living, like a melted zombie or whatever, and he like melts the gun into his hand, and you just see him just sort of like shuffling around and like shooting in random places. You know, he I really liked the horror elements, the gore of this movie.
Oh yeah,
it actually
it's pretty
did.
great,
It was
yeah.
actually pretty impressive for the things that they did.
I was one of my favorite parts is when Psycho Goreman like comes into contact with those three dudes. Of course, he rips off their fucking two guys' heads,
rips off,
and then
double decapitation.
He puts the other guy into some kind of catatonic state,
right,
where his eyes are just constantly rolling back, and he's like in some kind of.
He essentially makes him immortal. He doesn't give him eternal youth. He gives him eternal life. He's like, the guy's like, I don't want to die. Well, then you will live forever.
He's like living forever, like a torment. Kind of thing, you know?
It's like, I will take you beyond the reaches of madness or some shit like that.
But the great ending to that particular scene is when fucking
Luke
knocks into him, and the body
he
falls
pushes
over.
the body over, and it just
accidentally.
Right. He's not paying attention.
Shatters.
It just shatters. and the pieces that make up the guy's face, you know, the mouth moves and he just says, "Thank you," you know, and Psycho Goreman is like, "No, my masterpiece. This was art."
That response is pretty great. Yeah.
How? Yeah, it was really funny. He's like, he was pretty outraged about that. Not angry, just kind of like, how could you do this to me, to my work of beauty? It was pretty funny. But I mean, like, Mimi does a good job of seeming like an annoying little shit that you want to knock around in every half second. Throughout the entire movie.
Very, very selfish.
Very absolutely. Selfish. And I mean, even the way she treats her parents is just like, wow, kid, there's no fucking way like something like that would ever happen outside of this sort of silliness. I think at one point she even tells her mom, "Nobody tells me what to do, not you." She points at her mom or brother, and then she points at her dad, "Not you." And the dad's like, "Yeah."
He's like, "I don't.
You don't tell her what to do. How could you?" You know, like, again, being the ultimate dad. What the hell's his name again?
Damn, that's so much as I forgot.
Shit.
Whatever. I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Anyways, so I mean, we've gone over the characters and we mentioned briefly the gore, but like there's more instances of gore in this movie that I think make up this movie. Psycho Goreman.
Yeah, I mean, again,
that should be a very big element to this movie, and it is, and it's very practical effects.
PB for short.
You know, like most of it's practical effects, right? I don't really think there's much CGI.
No, I mean the CG,
if any CGI in this movie.
The CG is like whenever they have, you know, the flashbacks in space, sorts of things.
Yeah, like, but I mean, like when it comes to
very
like gore and stuff, like that's all practical effects.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool to see. There really wasn't any. There was no CG gore sorts of things. It was all practical. And again, they did a really really cool job with it. It didn't really seem like a movie to me though. This one was just like, again, it was like watching an episode of
just a big like fucking long episode.
Yeah, like it was a long TV episode sort of thing. They could have split it up and made like a mini series or something. I mean,
I always say this: watching it on a better quality TV, it makes everything seem sci-fi-ish to me.
Oh yeah.
So like this movie, it seems like would fit perfectly. This could have been
a high-budget sci-fi original.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, high-budget sci-fi originals are like Sharknado and stuff like that. You
know? I know. Maybe a little bit above that.
Are there any like parts of the gore that you like them more than others?
We pretty much covered it when he, you know, does the double decapitation, when he basically like breaks someone down into like just body parts and stuff and like sticks them up on the wall, sorts of things. The really amusing stuff was when he fights his subordinates.
Yeah.
All of those, like he just fucks them up, and they when you see that scene, I mean the fucking Power Ranger references just scream out to you because of the designs of the characters. There's like a guy that's like a bucket of body parts or something like that. There's another person
basically
there
just
that,
sprays blood on someone.
yeah,
the
and
person.
like it was these one thing that they do that I love, absolutely love about the movies, because obviously there's a lot of parody in this, but they have like very dramatic scenes, and by dramatic I mean you see something happening and it's the music that puts you dun, 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 wah,
Yeah.
bah, 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 but then they stop it, and then you see the scene of them just doing whatever the fuck they're doing, but without the audio, without the you know this the drama tempo going on, and it completely kills the mood. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
like I would
completely
say that's like
intentional.
a comedy element there. You know,
I
like
love it. I love that so much, and they do it like 2 or 3 times I think within the movie. And
they
it's
did
always
that in the very beginning when they were
Yes.
like playing crazy ball and
Right,
like
yes.
slow mo throwing the ball
and then they stop the music and you just see 2 kids being stupid in the backyard,
Yeah.
kind of thing. They do the same thing later on, like you mentioned the guy with the who sprays blood. He's there because they're attacking Psycho Goreman, and he's just spraying him with blood, and Psycho Goreman's on the ground like, no, and then they stop the music and it's just like a bunch of people standing around him, and he's getting like hit with a squirt gun kind of thing, and it's like, you're not really okay. Yeah, this doesn't really do shit. It's funny though. I love the ending. The ending is just very, very funny. It's not a happy ending. I mean, in the sense of that, I would say it's happy for us, kind of thing, looking at it.
yeah, because
He goes on his merry way.
But the one thing I did like that they kind of just they kept that cheese element of him finding like he becomes whole because he knows what love is.
Oh right, and then he's like, and now I will use this new feeling
to destroy the
destroy the universe.
And like cut to him like going into like another part of the earth and just fucking like annihilating.
Yeah, he turns into
everything.
a kaiju and just starts. And the aliens that are watching him from far away that were trying to stop him, they're like, I hope he doesn't know where we are. You know, well, time to go on to Plan B. And the guy just takes out a revolver and puts it on the table. So who wants to die first? Who wants to kill themselves first? Like,
that one character that's like a brain in a jar.
Yeah,
Like,
the Mars
just
Attacks
raises his
wannabe.
hand,
Yeah, he's the first volunteer.
And it's great that these highly intelligent beings, allegedly, their next step is to fucking kill themselves with a basic ass revolver.
Yep, because they're I mean, yep, like they got their asses whipped. Well, what are your options? Suicide.
So I guess like as far as the soundtrack is concerned, like you.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Much.
It's great.
There's a lot of shredding going on. A lot of shredding.
Yeah, there is.
I guess the instances, like some of the other characters, like the Templar person.
Yeah, you know,
kind of like
it's a plot device.
Yeah,
sort of thing. They
turn mom into a honorary Templar,
right,
temporarily until she like betrays the main Templar and she just like strips her of her
powers or whatever, and then the dad catches her and she's like, "Oh, what's his name? Henry? Fuck, I can't remember." And she's like,
Hank.
Is it Hank? Some shit.
I don't know.
Who cares? And she's like, "Oh, you caught me," you know, kind of thing. And he's like, I really need to go to the hospital. I think my arm is broken.
Because he threw a
high five to Psycho Goreman and broke his fucking arm.
His fucking arm just snaps.
Like, God damn, the guy is made out of paper.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I mean, you just really have to take that into account. You're gonna listen to some really, really stupid children like doing their dialogue thing.
I mean, it's just
talking to each other.
It's just a fun movie.
It is.
You know?
It is.
You can't really take it too seriously.
No, you shouldn't at all.
The song is silly and terrible. Them constantly using the word frig is childish.
Yep,
it's exactly what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like the ending is concerned, like I was pretty satisfied with it. I like him. The fact that he finds love but uses love to destroy fucking everyone.
That's right. Time to
doesn't
conquer.
make any sense whatsoever, and that's fine. I like that.
He just goes off on his merry murdering way.
Yeah.
But
like the reason he does do that was because whenever he was fighting his subordinates, they cut him, and he ended up like
they poisoned him.
He was dying.
Yeah.
And I mentioned to Roland as we were watching that it seems like a reference to. It's funny that I think I brought this up twice. When whenever he's dying, like his he becomes like pale, and that reminds me of E.T. also.
Oh right.
Like they have to get him like to this other place.
Yeah,
or whatever.
and they do wrap him up too. Like here's a blanket, and
Yeah.
he's basically swaddled. All they needed was the bike.
They needed the bikes to fucking
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure they could have flown.
That would have
too.
been.
I mean, this wasn't him trying to get back home. This was him just trying to get his strength back so he could start killing.
Yeah, and that's what happens.
Mimi says that she would give him back the gem initially, but of course she didn't have it. Her brother had it.
Right.
But she says, as long as you don't like kill my family.
Right.
And the father says, make sure he doesn't kill.
What about everyone else? She's like, oh yeah, that too. But she doesn't really like make him.
Yeah, she's like, oops.
She doesn't. Yeah.
She literally just says, oops.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, oops.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
Nope. That's why
Let
as
him go.
soon as she gives him the emblem, like he can go back and start killing.
Yeah.
But he actually gives her the emblem right at the end.
Yeah, because he's like, I don't need it anymore.
I'm whole again because I know what love is.
Like, yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ. So wholesome. So wholesome.
They could have easily played like an REO Speedwagon song or something. Or maybe some New Kids on the Block. I don't know. It would have fit well within that realm, I guess.
It's not in the budget, Ray.
yeah. It probably would have cost too much.
It's an indie film, right?
Did we determine what year this was set? It seemed like a cross between
I thought
90s.
Yeah, I thought it was a 90s thing because
I didn't see any like cell phones in there.
TVs. There weren't. They were still using the corded phones or whatever the hell.
So I'm thinking like 90s ish.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Because I know there's a scene where the kid mentions 64, and I assume he means Nintendo 64.
Right.
Game.
Yeah, they say like.
So that's 90s.
Did you finish Mega 64? Some shit like
Something
that.
like
I was
that,
like, oh yeah.
Maybe they meant to say Mega Man.
Yeah,
64.
sure.
Yeah. So I mean, this movie's like it's just fun. It's gory. You can't take it seriously.
Yeah, it's very campy. Mm-hmm.
We kind of like brushed over the plot and stuff like that, but I mean, go fucking watch the movie.
Yeah.
The plot itself isn't.
No.
It's nothing too deep.
It's very minor. It's just like a girl and her demon, boy and his dog sort of thing. She goes, she finds somebody, and she just makes him do whatever the fuck she wants.
And you can see all the like. Roland brought up the reference of the Dungeons and Dragons, but you can see like other movies that they've kind of pulled from. There was a scene whenever the brother Luke wakes up in a dream, and that was like a straight out of Phantasm type of sequence.
Right.
Fun movie. Check it out. Fact ratings. What do you give this movie? 1 out of 5?
I'll give it a solid 2.
Actually, we were actually gonna say going to use this rating system, not the rating system, the numerical one, but like the hail it or bury it thing. So like it's either one or the other.
Hail. At least once.
Hail it at least once, and then you can don't bury it, just put it in the shelf. I say hail the movie. It's very good.
Show it to your kids.
Yeah, show it to your. You know, man, if I was a kid, I would love this fucking movie.
Absolutely.
This would have been one of my favorite movies if I was a kid.
I meant it figuratively and literally that this is children's horror sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
You could get away with showing it to them, and they'd probably laugh. It's pretty.
Yeah, there's no nudity or
silly.
anything.
No,
I mean, it's like the horror and the gore and stuff like that. It's comical.
Yeah, it is. It is. I will give you a warrior's death. What? No. Like
that one scene where he fucking eats.
Yeah,
the fucking dude.
Ridiculous. His chest cavity opens up and it turns into teeth.
Well, his fucking jaw like drops.
Right, yeah.
It opens up this way, and then he fucking just eats.
Yeah,
him.
That was delicious.
And then he vomits up the first guy, which is like
I
thought like he was dying because like the guy was just like he poisoned himself or something, and then he was just having like a bad stomach ache. It tastes like
I think that homeless person ate something funny or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like tastes like junkie. Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Spit him out.
But yeah, so it's 2, I guess. Hail.
I'll give it. I'll give it the 1 hail. You don't need to watch it maybe more than once.
I would say as an adult, you can hail it maybe a handful of times, and then if you have a bunch of kids, you can hail it a bunch more times, and let them see if they enjoy it. Like I said, if I was like in elementary school and I saw this would probably be my favorite fucking movie.
Yeah, it's just like watching. I don't know, like Gremlins or some silly shit.
Yeah, but Gremlins is fucking classic, man. It's really good.
Yes.
Just real quick, are you a Gremlins 1 or 2 guy?
Oh, come on.
Real
2.
quick, what is it? 1 or 2?
2.
2's got like a lot more funny characters in there.
It does, and that's why I love it. It's silly.
All right, so you heard it here first, or not really? Like everyone else fucking did it.
Have fun.
Hail the movie a few times, and we'll see you next time.